Captain America Civil War stars Chris Evans and his band of hooligans as they try to resolve something with the Sokovia Accords and blah blah blah. I'm not here to review this movie, I just want to talk about it.
And now, a conversation piece. This is The Rundown.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of The Rundown, part of A Week in Geekdom. I am your host, Giovanni Menendez, and yes, we're back, folks, talking about Captain America Civil War. Yes, I am late. I know. See, here's why I don't review movies anymore as much as I used to 2 years ago, because I don't see them frequently. I don't go running to theaters to watch them, and I'm not a professional movie reviewer or movie critic, so I don't got any credentials to just go to premieres and watch movies ahead of time. So I watch them when I can. Warning, I'm going to talk spoilers. Yeah, the movie was just fantastic. I loved it. It was brilliant. I really friggin' loved it. However, it's not the perfect Marvel movie, nor is it the best MCU movie. I'm sorry, I still think The Winter Soldier is just that damn good. And so in this video, I titled it The Pros and Cons of Captain America's Civil War. And I just wanted to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and just some random musings. Hopefully this isn't too long, but yeah, Captain America Civil War was just a breath of fresh air. And obviously continuing the 2016 trend of pitting hero against hero, Team Cap, Team Iron Man, whatever. None of them were right or wrong, and that's the whole point of the movie. And I knew going in, because the Russos are excellent filmmakers, and I knew this wasn't like a political debate, this wasn't like a sports rivalry. There's more to these characters, and I think they fleshed them out brilliantly. Thank you, Russos, for providing the perfect blend of action and humor. This is how you do a Marvel comedy, action-packed extravaganza compared to crap like Iron Man 3, Thor's 1 and 2. But this was the right blend where some scenes I was genuinely happy and laughing. I'll get to that in a second. But some of the scenes I was just taken aback, whoa, this shit is really happening, you know what I mean? Chris Evans did another phenomenal job as the character, and I love the Captain America movies. These are my favorite ones of the MCU so far. I really liked First Avenger. I friggin' loved The Winter Soldier. To me, it's the best MCU movie. I'm sorry, it just is. That and, well, I guess right now it should be The Winter Soldier, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, and Civil War. Or you can trade, I guess you can trade Ant-Man with Civil War, but whatever. Yeah, it's just really good. The first part of the movie was hilarious because I knew the whole scene in Lagos, Nigeria was shot in San Juan, Puerto Rico, so it was a little bit weird because I was like, hey, I know those places. Yeah. But at least some of it. Part of that first opening act was a little bit hectic. And I get it, because it's a really covert mission and they're trying to capture Crossbones, which was awesome to see. Unfortunately, he went out with a bang, and I guess, literally, this was the Stanford incident, but instead of middle-class America and that whole explosion with Nitro or whatever, but now you have this worldwide incident where Crossbones just all over. So that was pretty interesting to see the parallels between the comic book and the movie. And I gotta say, parentheses, they did a fairly good job of taking sort of like the Walking Dead route. And by that I mean they took the source material, they adapted it pretty well, where it's the same thing but with a different resolution. You know what I mean? Like the Stanford thing and the speeches and the fighting and all that stuff. It was really similar, even with the iconic shots and everything. First of all, my man Chadwick Boseman did a fantastic job. A just amazing job as T'Challa. And throughout the whole cinematic experience of watching MCU movies, I knew they were eventually going to introduce, whenever it was announced that Black Panther was going to join the MCU and all that stuff. I still don't know how it works, because Black Panther is supposed to be a Fox character, right? He debuted it he made his debut in Fantastic Four, so I guess they don't. Whatever. One of the things that I really liked watching while I was watching the MCU movies since 2008, I was, they're so realistic in some regards, but at the same time, it was missing that Marvel-ness, that quirkiness, that the world building, I guess. Because yes, you had several locales, but obviously you can't show places like Genosha or Latveria or Asteroid M or whatever, these iconic landmarks that Fox owns. And there was one in particular that I really wanted to see, and that is Wakanda. So with Age of Ultron, I was like, finally, they mentioned something. But it wasn't until this movie where I just had to just stare at the screen in awe over the fact that I was just seeing T'Chaka talking about foreign politics and how it involved Wakanda. And there you see T'Challa as well, and then you see Black Panther, and especially in the post-credit scene, you get more of that. And oh my God, it literally blew my mind. I was like, finally, we're here at that sweet geeky spot where this finally feels like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I mean? It's not just separate heroes interconnecting in one particular movie, but now you're getting these new locales. It's becoming an international event, and Chadwick Boseman just did a phenomenal job as Black Panther. He was the guy. He was the man throughout the whole thing, and just oozed badassery. It was just freaking amazing. I would have liked to have seen a little less decor on the costume, but what we got, it was very Super Sentai-ish for some reason, but it worked beautifully, perfectly, because you gotta remember, he's not a superhero. That's just like royal garbs, because there always has to be a Black Panther defending the nation of Wakanda. And there's a reason why Wakanda has never been invaded, and hopefully they address that, because they are so damn epic. So I was really excited to watch that, and I was really happy about it, because Black Panther means so much to so many fans and comic book readers, and it's just it was just a delight. Speaking of delight, one of my first negative strikes or whatever against Captain America Civil War, the inclusion of Spider-Man. If you think about it, you really did not need to introduce him here. I'm glad they did, because FYI, I fucking love Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero of all time. He is the best hero ever, and I don't care about opinions. That's just a fact. I'm a Spider-holic. But Tom Holland did a commendable job. I think he embodied the essence. This is a young Peter Parker. It's like, that's it. This is Peter. And it's curious, because I saw the movie, and I have some coworkers and I have some friends that did not understand his sense of humor, because they were so used to Sam Raimi's movies with Tobey Maguire, where yes, there was a little bit of a quip here and there, but it was just mostly self-contained, and he was quiet and reserved and more action-oriented. And this Spider-Man was more like the comics I grew up reading, where he's just throwing quip after quip out there and just annoying the hell out of everybody. And you gotta understand, this is a teenage kid, and he's fighting off the nerves of fighting villains, or in this case, other heroes, by, expressing himself in that way and trying to annoy them with his choice of words. But I think it was really cool. I did not like Tom Holland's voice as Spider-Man in the trailer, but once you hear it in motion, I guess, in the movie, it's really good. Now, yes, finally you do get an origin for him. We do know that he's been active for 6 months prior to the Civil War movie, and that was awesome. You don't have to set up everything again. Uncle Ben can just keep resting in peace. And but But yeah, Tom Holland did an awesome job. I really, it's rare when I see a movie and I just smile. Obviously, I wasn't overwhelmed with feelings because we've already seen Spider-Man 5 times already, so it's the magic's lost a little bit. But the fact that it's the Spider-Man I really and everybody really wanted to see finally on the big screen, I literally just smiled and laughed throughout the whole scenes, throughout his whole scenes, and yeah, man, and just the early costume and like Tony giving him the new suit and whatever. It mirrors the comic book where he gets the Iron Spider suit. It's really high tech stuff and whatever. So I thought that was great as well. The airport scene, a lot of people liked it. I thought it was just fantastic. However, when it ends, and this is what my big negative point. Sorry, I keep dragging. The first negative point in the movie. The first negative point, damn it. When that scene ends, I was so excited about Spider-Man and every scene he was on. I was just so happy that when it's over and he leaves, me being such a huge Spider nerd, like seriously, Spider-Man has been a huge influence in my life growing up. So when the character's out of the movie, I was like, that was a little bit bumped out. And then I was like, oh right, I gotta follow Captain America now. What was happening again? You know, I really wanted to keep going with Peter, and I completely forgot about it. So to me, I'm sorry, to me that was a big So that's why I said he shouldn't really have been there that much. Because, yeah, Spider Nerds want a Spider-Man movie. Thankfully, we're getting one next year. So that's going to be, like, amazing. Spectacular, even ultimate. My other negative point, and I just got 3, so don't worry. My second strike against this movie is Baron Zemo. I'm sorry. I grew up liking the classic Baron Zemo. In the context of the MCU, Baron Zemo works perfectly. But as a comic book nerd, I wanted something completely different. I wanted the purple mask and the sword and everything. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for that look because it's so retro, it's so classic. I really wanted to see it in the actual movie. And I did really like the concept art where he was just wearing that vest and he had the mask on, and I thought that was great, and I liked it. He was a great villain. Finally, an MCU villain that's worth your time. Because let's face it, the only villain so far that we give a damn about is Loki, Kingpin, Killgrave, or Purple Man, and now Baron Zemo. The rest are really expendable. I'm sorry. Although if you like your campiness, Red Skull was really cool. But yeah, Baron Zemo. I don't know. Finally, my third strike against this movie. It just did not feel entirely a Captain America solo movie. I really wanted to see a solo adventure like the Winter Soldier, where it just integrated a few characters, mostly from the Captain America mythology, or his many characters from his solo books. This really felt like the beginning of it. It just felt like here's Cap doing a mission and then joining up with the Avengers and reuniting with all the Avengers, and it just became Avengers 2.5. And that's great. That's fantastic. But I really wanted a solo thing, not so many heroes. And I know it's weird because you're saying, like, you're nuts, you don't know shit. That's probably true. But I do know that one of the aspects that I really liked about the first Avenger was the fact that it was really self-contained. Now, obviously, you're going to say, well, it was in the 40s. Yes, and then the Winter Soldier, it involved the whole world, them trying to stop Hydra and whatnot. But at the same time, it didn't feel so claustrophobic with so many characters. With Civil War, it just straight up an Avengers movie. I'm sorry, it was not. It was just an Avengers movie focusing on Captain America. That's how I saw it. But really, I guess it's all just nitpicking on my part. And the movie was fantastic. Everybody was great. The females were just on point. Hopefully, we do get that solo Black Widow movie. By the way, Hawkeye was great. He's my favorite Avenger after Spider-Man and Cap. So I was really happy to see Jeremy Renner again. And Vision was funny, I guess. And Iron Man and War Machine got crippled. And by the way, that baton thing, I thought it was stupid. I didn't like it, but it looked cool. You've already seen like 1,000 reviews already, so I just wanted to geek out a little bit about it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching another installment of whatever this was about Civil War and me reviewing and whatnot. And sorry about the audio. I know it's a little bit bothersome, but you gotta understand it's very humid, it's very hot. And I said, you know what? I don't have the right equipment right now, but fuck it. I'm gonna record it anyways with the AC unit on because I don't want to cook myself alive. I have a little lighting thing here going on, so it's really hot in here if I don't turn on the thing. And because we call this the bunker because there's like no signals, you don't escape or nothing. Anyways, I'm rambling. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope I can catch you on our next installment. As always, you can follow me on your favorite social media platform from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, Tumblr, Snapchat, and everywhere else in between. Just type A Week in Geekdom, and I'm there for you guys. All right, I gotta go. I got a ton of stuff to watch and read and play, and God bless. I'll catch you on the next installment.
Thank you for tuning in to another installment. You can keep the conversation going through your favorite social media platform. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter, like our fan page on Facebook, and favorite our pics on Instagram. You can also write to us for feedback, suggestions, and such via aweekingeekdom@gmail.com. Until next time,